Good to see Mike O'Malley here. How about that? The words for today come from Winston Churchill, where he talks about courage. And he says, "Courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is also what it takes to sit down and listen." Thought about those words a lot. The word courage and the word listen. So this morning, like a lot of you, I got up early because I knew there was going to be some snow, and I looked out the window and I just went, oh my gosh, there's a ton of snow out there. And I thought to myself, instead of complaining about it, maybe there's a lesson in the snow this morning. And so I came to the church, and I pulled into the driveway about the same time that our snowplow guy came. And I was so grateful. He's like the snow angel. And so I drove in, and then I drove back to the beginning of the driveway, and I took a picture of the church with the lights and the tire tracks leading up to the church. And I thought about those tire tracks, and I thought about the journey, and I thought about courage, and I thought about patience and listening. And I realized that it's so important to try to listen to the heartbeat of others. And it takes a lot of courage to, obviously, to stand up for ourselves, but also to step back and listen to what makes someone else special in your heart. And so this morning, as I looked at those tire tracks and the journey in the church, I thought about a little girl named Maggie. She's in kindergarten, lives in Frankfurt, and her dad is the boss of one of our members. And Maggie has been diagnosed with a rare form of brain cancer. And we're going to try to help out a little bit with the Love Bucket, but even though I don't know her, maybe some of you do, in prayer, I want to listen to the heartbeat of that family, and that somehow they'll know that we are connected. And as I looked at the tire tracks and the journey, I thought of a young girl named Melissa Ortega. She's been on the news because just recently she was walking with her mom. They were holding hands in Pilsen, going to a store, and she was caught in a gang crossfire, and she died. And I can't imagine that. And I want to be able to listen to the heartbeat of her and her family so that we can somehow reach out and bring them a bit of strength. And I also had a nice emotional moment yesterday in the back 40. Speaking of listening to the heartbeat of somebody else, we have a gentleman that's been coming here just for a few weeks, and he's a very proud veteran, a Green Beret. And he came here because we had a discussion in my front lawn about the American flag and the flag being in the church and what the flag stands for. And he was hurting because they had something planned at his church, and they were not allowed to have the flag in the sanctuary because somehow it was political and the church and state thing, and it hurt him. Well, he's been coming here, and he made me aware, and I didn't know this, that there is another branch of the service, and it's called the United States Space Force. And so he said, is it okay if I bring that flag, and then I'll go back with you? In fact, Mike was here, and we went back together. And his wife was here, too. And he said, you know, there's actually a proper order for the flags, depending on when their branch of the military was organized. And so we touched all the flags and put them in the right order. We put the POW flag under the American flag. We put the flag for the United States Space Force, which honors astronauts. And we just stood there. And it was cold, and it was windy, and the flags were blowing. And it was quiet. And I could see him almost tear up. And he just said, thank you for letting me be a part of this. And then we just kind of went thumbs up. And he said, finally, at my age, and I'm in my 80s, I feel like I've come home. And it felt good to listen to his heartbeat about the way he feels about his country and his service, and now even our church. And I just think of those words. Yes, that courage is what it takes to stand up and to speak. And I guess I'm good at standing up and speaking and giving my opinions. But what I need to learn more is that there's a lot of courage in stepping back and listening to the heartbeat of somebody else, because that's who we are. So today, in your prayers and your thoughts, let's think of Maggie and her family. Strangers to most of us, but through prayer and listening and courage, strangers no more. And of course, Melissa and her family. We don't know her either. But those tire tracks, that journey to the church, it reminds us of the power of listening and caring for others. And as I walk back out a little bit later and I see that silver flag waving in the breeze, I'll think of a gentleman who came here and wanted to be a part of helping us understand where the flag belongs and what it means to honor the spirit of our country. We have a lot to think about. We're blessed because we have each other. And I hope and pray that as time goes on and the pandemic goes where it goes, that the power of what we share will get stronger every single day. God bless you. Thanks for listening. I guess I'll see you twice on Sunday, 8:30 and 11 o'clock.